Commitment reopened. Delaware always interested. He became a fighting blue hand. Blocked from behind. Pasha's got it again. On cue. The fabulous freshman. Timko needs this for Delaware. He's got it for Delaware. And he's just 1 for 6 from 3 after the bust-out game here yesterday. But it's a new game. Timko. Pump fake. Timko. Free ball. Right on cue. Here's the super sophomore. Teardrop. No roll. Rebound to Hada out of bounds. Timko able to save it. Lane sets the pick for Pasha. Riley, under 15 to shoot. Timko, D2 star up to D1. Oh. And hitting it at this level too. So it's 9. Fighting Blue Hens. Scoring Delaware. Scoring Towson 11-6 second half. So effective. Every aspect. After the break. Can they continue is the question. Lane passing. Timko gathers and scores. Good off-ball cut.
Camden star for Delaware's got to continue. He's good second half. As he said, Pasha right now, to me, he's really doing a wonderful job for the Blue Hens.
Lane coming through again for Delaware. Riley overplay. Tark. Timko 3 for 3.
Belt Dorsey, the answer for William and Mary.
And that is a long-range 3 from Gabe Dorsey, answering immediately the Kevin Riley 3.
Delaware starters on your screen. Timko makes it 2 for 2.
Cuts. It just adds an extra dimension to their offense.
They've turned defense into offense in the first 6+ minutes of this one. Lane running point for Delaware, able to get it across the timeline.
Yeah, Lane is so versatile. He can do so many things.
Timko puts it on the deck. Pull-up jumper, yes. Rally.
This is what William and Mary's doing so well right now. They're sharing the basketball, they're driving, and they're dishing, and they're getting really good looks.
Again, Delaware has to hurry to get it across. His second to spare. Timko left open in the corner, and the hot shooting kick. Basket cut, this time cut off by Riley. Boothby feeling it in and out. And Riley, the box out, leading to the rebound for Pasha.
Such good awareness by Kevin Riley as Case trying to knock that ball loose.
Timko frees himself over Boothby.
In terms of 4 rookies of the year that he has coached and developed in this league.
And this is 9th season in charge. And one of those years that he didn't have the rookie of the year, he had no freshman on his roster. As Timko hit unkind to both teams here the last couple minutes.
And you see Delaware just catching their breath a little bit with Pasha walking the ball up the floor.
Timko with the head fake, got the defender in the air, uses the glass.
He's just so
the countdown next up. Timko again to the rim, this time rejected by Walsh.
Elijah Walsh just continuing to be so dynamic out on the floor.
Pasha backdoor, Timko makes it happen. The
big shot. And look, I like this out of Delaware because it seemed like for 4 or 5 possessions they were just going to John Camden quite a bit. When they diversify, they get more people involved. Good things happen for the Blue Hens.
Town Jay Leno grew up. Also, my mother-in-law, I've been there before. I got to tell you, Monica, as beautiful as Campbell's campus is, and it's as lovely as upset.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of the Coastal Athletic Association, offers the best of everyday banking.
You are oh so right. And there was a lot of ways you could anticipate maybe Delaware pulling off the upset. That was pretty low on the list.
Well, we knew they would shoot the lights out. They got it done defensively.
Luster right away. Can't hit the open look. And Delaware, good job to hit the glass.
It was a good-looking shot. It was a good take for Luster. He's going to see a lot of defensive attention.
There's Timko. You were calling for him. And
good offensive rebound. And Nick Woodard getting the first Stony Brook points of the day because C.J. Luster is going to be guarded very closely all game long.
Timko again wide open.
This is why he's one of the premier shooters in this league. We told you he is so dangerous from behind the three-point line. That is a big-time shot.
And then Timko, the answer.
You know, it's really interesting because the coaching staff has been working to get that confidence back for Erik Timko, and I think we're seeing it. He is playing with so much confidence for Delaware.
D2 transfer, was a Division II All-American at Jefferson University in Philadelphia. Another catch and shoot, and nothing but net. And the hustle from Stony Brook will get him another try.
It's a nice play, but look at the diving play by Lane.
He takes out a whole row of seats, plus he gets the steal, and Delaware off to the races. The extra feed to Timko. Beautiful basketball from down. Both of these teams needed to win 5 games in 5 days if they want to be the CAA champ. But Delaware right now just worried about trying to win 1. Meanwhile, Stony Brook trying to get a comeback going. Blue Hens with the basketball. And they go to Lane inside. Timko moving without the basketball. Beautiful.
Left. So Chris Mack will win his 300th career game as a head coach. Fulton knocks down both. 91-79, 43.2 seconds left.
happen once you get down to DC.
Out of the timeout, Riley missed. Look at Timko. That's a key stat for the Hawks as the CAA's leading scorer looks to get it going.
Well, you know, no matter what team you are, you can't just rely on one player to do all your scoring. And the Hawks have done a much better job lately diversifying the offense, and so that way they can weather a storm and a half. Where at the same time, I don't know if there was enough that we saw there to say that, yeah, the elbow definitively happened. Not only the 16, 17 teams are so dominant.
Bashir, another three-pointer, and Monmouth has this lead, and their leading scorer has yet to really get going. Timko answers with a three of his own. Bashir looks at King Rice. When to go, when to go. Riley with a steal. Timko in the open floor. He'll lay it in. It's 86-83.
Delaware still trying to get on the board here.
A little bit of press from Drexel. Again, let's get the blood flowing here.
That's Timko. Was everything at Jefferson University, making the most of his time here at Delaware. Camden kicks it out. The shot's away. Timko for three. Deuce Drake providing them with a little bit of offensive spark right there. Tough shot.
Interesting idea, Rob, is one of the ways to stop a fast-breaking team is make them take it out of the net every time. Slows them down.
If you can do that, Timko thought about it and decided, you know what, let's. We're tied at 19.
So Cole Hargrove is guarding Lane as if Lane is a five-man.
Timko driving from the left side. Cole came across to get it, but it was just
too much dribbling.
And Kobe McGee loses the handle on that one, and we're going the other way.
And again, that's another example. 8 turnovers first half, 6 steals. Now it's 9, 7 steals. Care of the ball. It's your first line of transition defense.
Nice pass inside and a finish by Tim.
Hofstra has attempted just 2. Here's Michael Graham, makes the extra pass and set up a potential mismatch he had going to the basket. Tough turnover, Timko, 2,000 points score in his career, and Adam
doing a good job distributing the basketball.
Plotnikov sinks both. He hasn't missed a free throw in conference play this year.
Don't jinx him.
Knock on wood.
That's we're doing a reverse broadcaster jinx. We're just going to say it. Here's Timko inside, and Plotnikov's going to pick.
Last 12 from 3 coming into today.
Long 2 on its way from Davis. No. Timko to Kevin Riley. 13 points per game is what he's averaging. 18 in his last game in their win over Elon, where they went wire to wire. Timko now drives inside. Count it.
A lot more than he's used to seeing, and I think he's handled them really well. Had an early turnover on that, but particularly to set up the Plotnikov 3, he did a great job. But there's Timko back in.
Mills hit 2 today.
It's a great shot from Farmer. It's good to see him come out of his shell, get more comfortable on the court, play free.
Timko stops a scoring drought.
It's only shot it at 40% throughout the season, so that's one of the indications that Delaware's got to really tighten up their defense, not allow any of these open looks in the mid-range or from the three.
Timko resets, fires and hit. Up by 2.
This is a set play that Coach Inglesby is calling out here, and this is a post-up with some back screening actions.
Timko, the layup. Not great defense there for the Hens. Able to just walk his way to the rim and get the layup for the first bucket in half number 2. Timko very quickly.
Rice on the attack. The dish. Long.
Was
a little long. Offensive board. Niles Lane. Timko left alone and just enough to roll up and in.
And once again, I mean, these Pirates, they just crashed the offensive glass so well. Bill that time, from the guard spot, able to get the putback.
Beal was dealing with the flu as well last game. He managed to battle through it and a 12. They led 23-13, and since then the Blue Hens have managed to cut back into this thing.
Rice needed that shot for the Pirates to stop that run, stop the run contact. Just simply lost his footing, lost the basketball out of bounds. Pirate basketball.
Just over 3.5 left to play, and Hampton is closing in on their biggest win since naming Ivan Thomas the head coach.
Don't say that lightly for this game today.
I see what you did there. 82-74.
Delaware won both matchups last year between these squads. Glasper, too strong off the iron. Here's Pasha, averaging 10.5 points a game. He'll swing it into the corner, and Timko will rattle down. Chance ringing out here at the Corporate Sports Center. Middleton.
Oh, my.
And we're going in the other direction.
Just what we talked about. The officials are calling the charge when he's got, you see him, he creates the contact with his shoulder and elbow, not rewarding him for it, actually penalizing him. But good defense that time by the Aggies.
Middleton's got 4 fouls.
Needs to settle in and let the play develop.
That's why. Marquette at 9, UConn at 16, St. John's at 28. What does that mean? Anytime those other teams on the outside looking in of Mike DeCourcy's forecast play those 3 teams.
But it's still a little that with Davon Smith the last 4 or 5 games especially. Had a rough start, but he's kind of settled into his role. Kadari's still getting himself, settled in and
when it comes to hallowed ground, hallowed floors. It's pretty much the parquet in Boston.
Yeah, well.
In that one.
Yeah, right, of course.
1 and 1A.
I agree.
Delaware in the blue starts things off. And they will shoot a lot from the outside, and they love to get to the free throw line. They're in the top 20 in both categories, and underscoring that point to start. That was set up nicely. Good eyes between Dinkins and Beret. They knew what the other was doing long before that roll started. You could see it coming up the court.
Pasha's got nice size to him as well, Tim.
Now Pasha will drive again, decides to kick it out this time. Good decision. And you can see exactly what we're talking about from Drew Joyce telling him about moving the ball on the previous offensive sequence.
Could see it. Taught him right then and there.
Pasha, everybody had a tough time sticking with him when he first got into the game. It dribbled off the foot of Camden. He'll go back and get it. Duke's down by 4 here with 8.5 left to go in the first. Settle in a little bit after a hot start, but not Timko. Wow.
One of their pure scorers.
Now on the baseline, got hung up in the air. Good defense by the Hens, and now they got numbers. Allen up ahead to Timko. Timko easy off the window. Smith trying to get past Niles Lane. Stops, turns, fades. Shot is short, and the rebound hauled in by Kugbara, who is freshly checked in the ball game here for the Blue Hens.
Well, Kugbara did a nice job there of not stepping out of bounds and getting the ball to Pasha, who also did a great job of maintaining his balance.
Timko is going to get in on the shooting.
Well, a nice job using his left-hand jump hook. Delaware at times has been running with their double team at it. That time they chose to play behind single coverage.
Delaware making the good passes here, working it around. Get it to Timko in the corner. Timko, and he got another triple. Camden, Allen, Timko, Riley, and Pasha. Allen, he's been hot 3 or 4 today. He's got 3 triples. Backing down the defender. Nice pass to Timko for 3. And Erik Timko to a mid-range jumper and able to knock it through. First time we saw Ponce James today, the freshman from Bridgeport, Connecticut, able to get on the stat sheet there.
Well, he certainly got a nice looking shot that played in the mid-range off the dribble.
Wide open. Nice look up ahead to Timko. Niles.
November to get here, right? Yeah, it's felt like a while, but Bronx in pretty good spot, 4 and 3, and good test today against this quality Blue Hens team.
Pasha last week, the Colonial Athletic Association Player of the Week. Here's Timko for 3, and he knocks it down. Back to Weeks. Burton up top, crossover, lost the handle. Unforced turnover, and Timko the other way. He's got Alvarez to beat. Layup good. Alvarez layup good. Credit Ife West Ingram with the assist. Timko wide open, long 3, got it. Move to the hole, layup good. Good spin move by Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Lead back to 9 for the Blue Hens. Timko the catch, the drive, the lay-in good. Good job by Timko. Bert, this will be really interesting. It'll be really interesting last few seconds of this game. Pasha inbound. Camden guarded tightly by Young.
In the second half.
You don't want to foul him. Actually, you don't want to foul anybody on this team if you don't have to. Pasha. 10 to shoot. Pasha, round McCabe, skip pass, corner. Now Timko up top 3, killer. Killer 3.
Has quietly chipped back at that lead that Delaware had. Now a 2-point game.
Camden back in, sets up Timko. Well, Emery, Timko, Allen, and Riley all have 2. Townsend misses the shot. Here comes Riley. Timko looks around, nobody's near him. Why not? Yesterday. Shot clock at 2. Camden turns and fires. Tipped up and in.
Shoot 3, misses from Hurley. Camden on the move. Timko hangs in the air and scores. Iofalia spells him. He's back into the mix. Pasha stops in the lane, turns, stuck, has to get rid of it. Camden on the move. Timko will light it up from deep. Got it.
far as the distance he's allowed to be in front of Lane. Lane quickly tosses it in to Teron Allen.
It's never a bad thing if the official has to tell you to back up.
Erik Timko, he's been quiet all night long, but Timko gets to his spot.